Hello and welcome to Lori's Learning Journey. Today we ask the question, can we redefine our relationship with work? Something I've observed in particularly the last year, is that we're all kind of taking a step back and reevaluating our relationship with work and with our employers. So let me back up for a second. The current corporate structure that we have, the business structure that we have, is we have the people on the top and the people on the bottom, right? So that structure was actually invented in the 1950s, post-World War II, when we had a shared cultural view of things, that the generals were responsible for the troops, just like the troops were responsible to the generals. So there was this mutual accountability that happened. Well, now we have, I'm on the top, you're on the bottom, but it's become the Stanford prison experiment. Do you know what that is? Stanford prison experiment is where they took a bunch of Stanford students and half of them were assigned to be prison guards and half of them were assigned to be prisoners, and they had to stop the experiment because the prison guards were abusing the prisoners, even though they were all students together. So just like power corrupting, not a good thing. So what happened during COVID is we all kind of stepped back and said, wait a minute, how do I feel about work? And in the same way that the birth control pill made us all reevaluate our romantic relationships and marriage and partnership, we're now in a moment where we're reevaluating, what do I want from that work relationship? What does a good relationship look like? I'll give you an example. There's a 65-year-old man who is a fry cook at McDonald's. He's been doing it for about 20 years. He walks to work every day. He's had a little bit of a challenge with incarceration and with addiction, which sometimes goes hand in hand. But he loves his job and he loves his crew and he goes in every day and he feels really good about himself. Until during COVID, McDonald's announced that they were doing 12 million meals for essential workers. And then nobody at his McDonald's, none of the management came back and thanked him for making those meals. And he went, wait a minute. Because all this time, see if this sounds familiar, he had this idea, my company appreciates me. They like me. They don't always say it, but I know they do. If you ever had a relationship like that with someone who's like, well, they're just a quiet person. They don't say I love you that much, but I know they do. And then you see them with someone else and they're like, I love you, I love you, I love you. You're like, wait a minute, that was available, but it's just not getting to me. So we're at a moment where we're deciding that what we want in our work relationships is more mutual responsibility. We want to feel like we have a purpose. We don't want someone who's just, it's not an excuse to say, oh, just take care of me, I'm a baby. Like there needs to be mutual respect. So you can't just say, take care of me and I'm just going to sit here and do what I want to do. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when you come in and you do a good day's work for a good day's pay, you want to have somebody who says, I see you, I value you, I respect you, and my behavior shows that. We want to work with companies who share our purpose. 70% of new employees say that they would take less pay to work for a company that shares their values. So I want you to think about this for yourself. Maybe write it down. What is your ideal relationship with work? What are you giving to the relationship? What are you getting from the relationship? Maybe you don't know that yet. Maybe we'll figure it out, but just keep that question in your mind and see what happens. I'm excited for you.